everybody, and welcome to an all-new update from Universal Studios Hollywood. Went to the park for a bit over the weekend to check out what's latest on Halloween Horror Nights, the new photo ops that are in the Universal Plaza, and of course, Fast and Furious construction. So we'll start off here in Universal Plaza, where they've added some additional 60th anniversary of the studio tour photo ops, as well as a mural here. Absolutely fantastic addition to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Universal Studio Tour. A couple of different photo ops that are down on the studio tour near Bates Motel. So down there you had a King Kong and a Jaws and a tram. So here you've got Jaws, you've got the Ice Tunnel, you've got the Wild West Show, and a couple of other ones as well. So we'll kind of go through all of that. And I really did dig this shirt here. I almost got it. I was very close to picking it up today, but maybe next time I'm at the park, I'll go ahead and do that. So here is the Jaws photo op. A little bit different than the one that's down by Bates Motel, which was the shark hanging. So this is just the billboard here that you see on the studio tour, and you can take a picture. You can get close up to it and see all that. Very fantastic. And then for those of us that remember the Ice Tunnel, absolutely, I love the Ice Tunnel. It was always a really cool part of the studio tour. So here you can see kind of looking through, and there's a little video of the Ice Tunnel. I'm going to imagine this is probably a little bit better at night. So hopefully before these are gone, we'll get to head to the park during the evening hours and see that and get a better video of that. But still a very, very cool photo op there. And also the Wild West show, there is a little bit of a mural there. Jail. I had some fun with the deputies that were here and the sheriff that was here. So I'll link to that video here. Had a really fun time interacting with them. Absolutely fantastic. Love stuff like that. And probably the highlight, of course, is the DeLorean. It's just right center of the Universal Plaza here. So you can walk all the way around the DeLorean. The doors are up. Lots of people standing around getting pictures and video and things like that. So really, really great to see, to get some really good angles of the Back to the Future DeLorean. And I will also mention they're playing some good music, some good 80s music, and stuff like that in the area as well. So definitely a nice little area there for that. In addition, there's an ET photo op as well, which I absolutely loved. You can get a picture with ET behind his bike. If you got 3 people, you can get multiple angles there. You can see me there hanging out with my buddy ET, which is really great. All right, so moving on to Halloween Horror Nights, the house in the Parisian Courtyard. Nothing has been announced for this spot yet, but I'm trying to figure out what it could look like. I'm not really sure, but the facade is looking absolutely fantastic. So hopefully we'll get another announcement here soon. John Murdy was teasing out some pricking of his thumbs yesterday, so I'm guessing probably sometime early this week. Possibly by the time we actually upload this video on Monday morning. So here is the house behind Mummy, which is the house that they announced this week. Looking forward to that, of course. And then as we move up and zoom towards the studio tour, you can see the other house is on the other side of this building here. I guess I didn't zoom far enough. My apologies. I was on the Starway. I thought I had zoomed further than that. So my apologies that I didn't quite zoom out far enough or zoom in far enough to get a picture of that house there. So lastly, of course, is a look at Fast and Furious. So you can see all of the track here that has been installed since our last update. So we've got both 2 tracks here for, I guess, a loading into probably the launch, maybe out of in or out of the station. Very high up, as I mentioned in our last update. It seemed to be much higher up than I thought it would be, but you can see a lot more has been added here. As far as track, nothing really as far as buildings or anything like that. No queue building and no station building quite yet on here. But as we start looking down, you're going to start seeing a lot more footers that have been added to the attraction. And as we look on the other side in a couple minutes or so, or a minute or so, you'll see kind of how they're doing the footers there and kind of curing them, which is kind of a really cool process to see. So we'll get down there. But here's an overview of the entire upper part of construction here. You can see lots of footers that have been dug. Those square things, those are the curing boxes for footers. So those would be the square footers. And then there are curing boxes for the round footers as well. So moving down towards the Starway, here is another look at the track here, moving around. The wall comes out pretty far here from where this track is. So as I mentioned in our last update, I think they're trying to get a lot of this done pretty quickly so they can add a little bit more room to this area here, because it seems pretty far now to where the track is, but obviously they needed the equipment to add that track. So we'll see in the next month or two if they start adding, moving those walls a little bit to create a little bit more room there. So as I mentioned, this is the first area of the Starway. Moving down, you can see a little bit of the footers that have been added there. And then on the kind of the left side of the screen there, you can see the kind of rings, or the metal rings that they use to cure those footers. So we'll flip around to the other side here in a minute, and you'll see kind of how they're preparing the footers here for Fast and Furious. Nice look there at one of the Glamour trams as well. So moving back up the hill after I went and took a ride on Jurassic World, single rider line for the win. So another look at the space here where a lot of the work is going on right now. This is more of the land clearing and footers section, some retaining walls, things like that. And then moving back up the hill, just a lot of work going on, which is great. Cannot wait to ride this in 2026. Reminder, it is not opening next year was announced not too long ago. It will be opening, our guess is early 2026. Maybe we'll get a nice Christmas present in December of 2025. Fingers crossed. So as I was mentioning, when they're doing the footers there, you can see there's kind of the cylinders there that they pour the concrete in, and they leave them there to cure, and then they remove obviously the cylinders there, and then you have your concrete footers. And obviously those go down much further than what you're seeing here. They don't just sit on the surface there. They go quite deep into the hill there. But here you can kind of see a little bit of how they're doing it here. So you can see some that are done, some that are still kind of being cured, and then you'll see, as you saw in the other part, there's some of the cylinders that are gone. I'm out in City Walk. There's a nice little Despicable Me photo op here in front of the cinema. There is some new Halloween Horror Nights merchandise, very similar to what they have in Orlando. It seems going for a maybe late 80s, early 90s vibe there. and then also a quiet place stuff as well. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that update. We'll be back with another update from the park in the near future. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.